In this episode, we have Justin Bailey and Hunter Wardian from Western State Equipments, and they're going to show us how they created a centralized tool to help their go-to-market teams be more efficient. Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Keeping It Real with Power Platform, where we see how makers around the world create awesome and impactful solutions to real business problems with Power Platform. And today we have Justin Bailey and Hunter Wardian for Western State Equipment that are going to show us how they created a centralized solution to help their go-to-market team be more efficient. So welcome, Justin and Hunter.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today. And today I want to start with a very easy one. I would love to learn about your journey with Power Platform.
So our journey with Power Platform probably started 6 years ago, and it was really about more creating task-based apps for folks in the field, and whether it be inventory or sales inventory or call reports or whatnot. And really what we've done is we've kind of evolved that into centralizing them around one go-to-market sales app that we use to do a lot of disparate things that are consolidated from the ERP. So we have a AX 2012 ERP that is hard to access in the field. So we've really taken, if you think about where they would interact with this in their office, about 10 different places, and we've consolidated it into one.
Well, this is super cool because basically they had to go to a lot of sources of information, do things in a lot of places, but now they have a single place that they can refer to do their jobs, right?
Yes, exactly. And that was one of our goals, is to meet the customer where they're at. And a lot of our customers are in the field, on construction sites, and we need to be able to have the information for our sales teams there so they can see what's going on with that customer and really tailor their conversation with that customer at the moment based on everything that's going on.
That sounds awesome. Can we take a look at the application?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so this is the application. Here we're looking at the all prospects screen. Here's a customer. You can click it or tap it, and it'll open up the kind of main prospect or customer page. So this is bringing a lot of data from a lot of different systems together. You also have their last time that they're contacted by a sales rep, which is really helpful as you have different types of sales reps covering the same customer. They can look back and see, based off of activities in the ERP, kind of how this customer has been interacting with us. Here you can see the Western States team. So these are all of the assigned sales reps, any addresses that we have in our ERP. And this is a tab that we've added recently that's really focused on digital engagement. Caterpillar keeps a lot of this information because it's how the customers are interacting with Caterpillar's digital tools. So you can see we get this data directly from them. It doesn't live in our ERP, but we're able to put it right here so it's at the fingertips of our go-to-market teams.
That's super cool. So basically they have this app in their phones, basically, so it's always with them. At a glance, they can see information from all these disparate systems, so they can be, I would assume, like orders of magnitude more effective, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and what's cool is it's really curated to the go-to-market team and what they need to see. So you can see kind of overall the last time they interacted with Caterpillar on a digital level with any product, and then it gets more and more granular. So the last day that they logged in, different statuses, so you can go in and really have a good idea of, on a digital scale, how this customer is interacting with Caterpillar and us as a dealer.
And I think one of the really exciting things is we've got a lot of their transactions in there, so we can see transaction history for 12 months. We've got their equipment pop. So in the construction world, equipment is king, so we can see all the assets they have, if they're connected, if they have warranty, everything that's going on with them. And I think that what really brings it home is the ability on the screen, if you go to the action tab or the action menu, they can actually do transactions for that customer, move equipment pop, create contacts, create another prospect. They can create activities. They can do a lot of things that they would have to do traditionally, on their laptop, and now they can just do it in the field on site.
Oh, that's great. So not only they can see all this aggregated information, also they can act on the data from their...
Exactly, and it goes straight to the ERP. Yep.
And how many sources of data are you kind of like grouping in this application?
I mean, you've got, roughly, I'd tell you there's probably at least 20 different sources of information that we're consolidating into one view for the sales reps.
The other day I was looking at I don't remember where I saw it, but there is this stat that the typical information worker does context switch from applications at least more than 1,000 times a day.
Yeah.
With an application like this, you are significantly reducing that, right? Giving them a single point of focus.
Yeah. We actually have people that are sitting at their desk use this app to find equipment for inventory because it's faster. So we've really done a good job of consolidating it and making it easy for the user.
That's very nice. You transcended the phone, basically.
Yes. Yep.
I wonder how many folks build this app, and what does it take to maintain an app like this?
So we've got about 4 different developers that work we kind of piecemeal it of whatever they've done, or we want to grow them. So they work on it intermittently, sometimes simultaneously. And then we've got, about probably, I'd say anywhere from, it varies, but we've got about 500 users using it. So our company's 1,200 folks strong, and, we cover a territory that's 4 different states or 5 different states. And so obviously lots of stores. We got 22 stores throughout the valley or throughout our territory. So there's lots of, geographic region and covered, and a lot of folks that are covering and using this app.
This sounds really great because it sounds like a very high return of investment for the type of development investment and the impact that you are seeing from the application.
Yeah, and I think that the big advantage that we've seen, some of this is more of a pro dev approach where we've got APIs and whatnot connecting to it. But the advantage is the scalability and the ability to take something from concept to reality and get it in the field through Power Apps has really been the big advantage for us. And that's what really kind of sets it apart and why we've chosen this platform and we use it consistently.
That's really great to see. And another thing, now we are in the age of AI, of agents, and one of the things is getting all the information in a single place and being able to ask questions, create that efficiency that you already created with this app. But I wonder, how are you thinking about the next stage of evolution, and how are you preparing for that age of agents in processes like this?
Yeah, so we're on our agent journey right now, and part of that first phase of it, and I think a lot of people talk about it, is, and what AI does for data is it amplifies it. So if you've got bad data, it amplifies bad data. So we've been on a journey of cleaning up our data and getting it dialed in. And starting next week, actually, we're going to start to work on an onboarding agent that will be available in Client Connect in this tool for our sales folks to onboard customers to the Cat Digital tools in the field, it's going to streamline the process and take a lot off of it. And we've also got some things we're working on around an agent more that's kind of like what I would call a pre-call plan agent for sales reps, to kind of really even not just take this information so they can comb through it, but really consolidate it, offer some suggestions of where they might want to talk to the customer about some opportunities that might be out there. Because the one thing that I will tell you we've got a ton of is data, and consolidating it and making it simple for someone in the field to be able to know what to talk to a customer about is key for us.
And that's awesome, because you did one of the things that we usually say is that to create great solutions, it all starts with having your data in great shape, your data curated, and through this application, you already did all of that. So you are in a fantastic position to continue amplifying the impact through agents.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's wonderful. So in case that folks want to learn more about the work that you are doing, how can people know about what you are doing and learn more about the evolution of your thinking and of your delivery?
I think we're both on LinkedIn, so reaching out to us on LinkedIn would be a great option.
That is wonderful. So thank you very much for joining us today and sharing all this fantastic experience. And thank you for watching. See you in the next episode of Keeping It Real with Power Platform. Bye for now.